We're there.
Are we on?
We're on.
All right, I would like to welcome people to the September meeting of the Town of Pine Plains Zoning Board of Appeals. We have on the agenda only two items of business. One would be the approval of our August minutes, and the other is a public hearing for the Polinsky property located at 7760 South Main Street to approve a variance for a fence. I don't believe that there is any other business that people have to do. So the meeting has been appropriately advertised, both through mailing to properties within
250 feet.
250 feet, as well as in probably the local paper or our designated paper and on the town website. And so we are looking to conduct that public hearing, and with that, I have a motion to open the public hearing.
So many.
Is there a second? Is there any further discussion? I hear none. I'm looking around the room. Tonight we have actually the applicants with us. But I'm not seeing any other members of the public, nor am I seeing anyone online at the present time.
Did we get any letters? Did anybody write anything?
Oh, no. On next day. Nothing.
Yeah, so I would just, in case anybody looks at this a little bit later on, I would just note that Peter and Sue Ellen have a corner property. And under our zoning code, that means that you end up with two front yards. Their particular property on the corner of South Main Street and what's the one in Smith Street. The house is set back quite a ways, and they have a little patio which is between their house and South Main Street, which is technically their front yard, and they would like to be able to have a little bit of privacy on that. And they are proposing to have a privacy fence that is set back, I believe it was 35 feet was the minimum distance that they're proposing from the sidewalk. And we did have those illustrations for anyone who wanted to look at. I have visited the site. I know that these board members have visited the site in the past. And I would say that just speaking for me, I'll let the rest of the members speak. I had no issue with them. I think that when the zoning law was written, which said that you could only have, I believe it's a 4.5 foot fence, and they're asking for a 6 foot fence. That was to keep someone from presenting a 6 foot fence, right along the sidewalk, which would screen off the neighbors and make it feel like it was a fort or a barricade. They are not attempting to do that. I think every house deserves to have a little privacy in a yard. And again, this is kind of a unique circumstance because this house was pre-existing before zoning, and it is a corner lot. And so I did not see any issues. This was all the neighbors were contacted. I don't see anyone here. So again, personally, I don't have any issues, and I'd be interested in what the rest of the board has to say.
I have no issues.
No, I think 35 feet from the walkway is more than sufficient.
Hearing that and not seeing any members of the public, is there a motion to close the public hearing and talk about our resolution?
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? I hear none. All in favor will say aye. Aye. So typically, what I do is to give people outlines. This, Peter and Sue Ellen, this doesn't necessarily in other towns, but I find it just a lot more. What would normally happen is that people would here at the board would express their opinions, say there'd be an attorney here. The attorney would say, all right, I'll put your stuff together. We'll meet again next month. We tried to cut a month out of this process by, I don't know, I do a halfway good job of sort of taking people's temperature and we kind of, actually, you could have one of these and I'll sketch on yours.
Okay.
So, great,
And
thank you.
you'll see what the process is. All right, so here is, again, we're gonna have to go through, you see, I've written it that, you know, if people would come in with comments, we could accommodate those. If we actually want to deny it, we could do that, but so we're gonna go through this and turn this in from a draft into something that we think we could move forward to. Whereas the town of Pine Plains Zoning Board of Appeals is in receipt of the area variance application from Helinski. And we'll have to get, Trish will get all the proper names and make sure that all my numbers are correct. To allow the construction of a 6-foot privacy fence, 35, no, well, into the front yard.
That's what's on them.
So that would be the. Maybe we should change the language and make it better. We'll make it 35 feet in the front yard. Or 35 feet from the sidewalk.
And just to be clear, that's from South Main Street. From
Right.
From the sidewalk
Smith Street, it's further.
It's for,
on South Main. In the front yard.
well, we already established that they're both front yards,
You
so.
say later on that as a corner lot, this parcel is considered.
Well, but no, I said 35 feet from the sidewalk on South Main Street.
Okay.
And then the next sentence says it has 2 front yards.
Yeah.
So I don't think we just.
And so it will be. Do we have yeah, we do, and 65 feet along Smith Street.
Mhm.
And again, that was me pacing it out.
Well, you're gonna have to live with that, you know. Because,
Right.
again, I was explaining to you this, because this becomes something that somewhere in the future, some building
Yeah.
inspector, if somebody wants to move the fence, this is their documentation.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so they talked about that, you know, normally it would be limited to 4 feet. Proposed fence will have a setback. How many feet from the west property line, South Main Street? I guess that would be, So from the sidewalk to the street.
Well, the sidewalk is about 3 foot, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then that little space is 1.5 feet. I'll call it 2 feet. So 5 foot from the curb to this.
So let's say a minimum of 40 feet from the property line.
Yeah.
Or from South Main.
Hmm.
And a minimum of, say, 68 feet from Smith Street.
I think that sidewalk's a little wider.
Yeah, but I think that still gives them lots of leeway.
Yeah. I think you're right.
Okay, and whereas the zoning board of appeals has reviewed the subject variance request, it's number 2. Geez, it's only number 2. Seems like we can get more than that. Submitted by Helinski's, and you're gonna, you know, put in the proper. Whereas after review of the application, including review of the town habitat map, a site inspection, a legally noticed public hearing held tonight with no neighbors expressing concerns. And whereas the action is exempt from referral to the Dutchess County Department of Planning and Development based on agreement with Dutchess County. And whereas the proposed action is a type 2 action under seeker and by law is not considered to have a significant impact on the environment, no further environmental review is required. And whereas the existing home is in a neighborhood where other existing homes have similar or smaller front yard setbacks than the proposed, I'm gonna say 45 and 68 feet.
You said 40 above, though. Do you want them to match?
The 40 was from the sidewalk. I think we're saying from the property line.
You said 35 feet from the sidewalk and
Okay,
40 from the west property line.
You wrote 45.
but
Maybe I
no, she's right. She's so 35 and we said it's roughly probably another 7 feet. So we're probably safer to just say 40.
I mean, I don't care which way we go. I just think you want to be consistent.
Whereas the board finds that, so it's 40 and 65 or 68, I should say. Whereas the board finds that allowing a 6-foot privacy fence would best function for providing privacy. And whereas the variance requested is not substantial for the neighborhood. And whereas the lot and home were previously existing prior to zoning and increasing the allowed fence height 6 feet with a setback of, we gotta get these to be correct or consistent. So we said 40.
40 and
From
60.
South Main. Yeah.
40 from South Main and 68 from Smith. Will not adversely affect the character nor be a detriment to the neighborhood. Now therefore be it resolved that based upon the preceding findings, the zoning board of appeals of the town of Pine Plains hereby grants the application for a variance to the requirements found in those sections, allowing a proposed fence height to be increased to 6 feet for the section of fence extending. Oh, well, for the extending, I don't know how many feet into the front yard, but
Do we even?
for the fence, 6 or whatever it was, 40 feet from Smith Street.
Yeah. Put this one a little bit on the table.
Yeah, I feel like you don't even really need that line.
And 68 feet from Smith. And then we had talked about whether I think that somebody had mentioned at the last meeting that maybe there should be some shrubbery. I didn't know if anybody wanted to discuss that. And I just had noticed when looking here, you have a black house and you have white HVAC equipment, but that's not something that
No,
necessarily.
I think that will be their decision to
Yeah.
do whatever shrubbery they want. That'll certainly, as we
It'll help.
discussed, it'll help the sound barrier. Reduce some of that.
I do have one question though. And this on the first side, in the first paragraph. Now, in the last line, the proposed fence will set back blah, 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 South Main Street in the same location as the previous existing 4.5.
Oh, yeah,
That's-
no, we should.
That's not, yeah, it's not in exactly the
Yeah,
same
no,
position.
that should be crossed out.
Right.
I think that between Trish and I, we can get this. I'll make sure that it gets out to you guys before either she or I sign it. And everybody gets a look at it, but I think that we understand the gist of what we're doing, and I think that if people are comfortable with this draft, I would look for a motion to grant the variance.
I move to accept the draft resolution.
I'll second it.
Okay, any further discussion? If not, all in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I hear none. It should be good.
Oh, thank you
Oh,
for your time coming out.
yeah, thank you.
We won. Oh, yeah.
Do you want that?
Yes,
Yep.
yes,
Can we
please.
have that? Yes, just.
Yes,
Absolutely.
put that with the file, so we have that out.
I emailed it to you,
You
right?
did.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
No, it's,
If you want, if she emailed it, you can keep it.
I'll keep it if
Yeah,
you don't need it.
That way you have it on file as
Okay,
well.
here.
I didn't realize it was easy.
Send it to you too, Carl.
Was it sent, when you sent out the packets or whatever you sent out to the people, 250, did they get that information also?
They get a letter stating they can come in and look
Okay.
at the application.
Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Don't worry, you'll get a letter saying, your favor says something, so.
Well, again,
Pass it on.
thank you all for coming out and helping us with this. We really do appreciate
The
it.
Pine Plains, I hope you
Thank
enjoy it.
Okay,
To do that.
all right,
Yes.
all right, have a good night.
Don't forget to get to the library tour.
Pretending.
I mean, the cemetery tour.
Take care.
Did people get to look at the minutes from the last meeting? There are a motion to approve those,
I'll make it. I read them.
and there's a second.
Second.
Any further discussion? If not, all in favor will say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? I hear none. Is there any other business? I hear none. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
A second?
Oh, it's.